Terry Battisti with the Bass Fishing Archives, and I'm standing here with Roland Martin and his son Scott Martin, and we were talking about some of the old times when Scott was young, just coming up, learning how to fish, and what it was like to be the son of Roland. So you guys?
People ask me that, how was it growing up? And I don't know how to answer that because he was when I was born, he was already you were already an established fisherman. So I grew up with him the way he is now, so I don't know it any different really.
Yeah.
But it was neat, growing up. I think one of the coolest things for me was I always had like an unlimited supply of really good fishing tackle. And then as I got a little older, I had an option to run and drive some pretty cool boats. That kind of helped the process along. So as we'd have like a old bass tractor laying around, I would kind of commandeer it when he was out on a tournament trail. And so I started running boats at a young age, and I think, with those opportunities, it helped me kind of progress into a better fisherman at an earlier age.
Well, one of the things that Scott did, he needed money. Like all teenagers, when he was like 13 or 14, he was fishing some, but we made him a deal. He said, "Listen, Scott, we got all these shiners. With this, why don't you learn how to cast nets?" So he's at 14 years old. He was 15. He was throwing a great big 10-foot cast net really good. And I'd say, "Why don't you take all the shiner boats out? We'll pay you like that."
Right, 50 cents a shiner.
And so he started going out.
And he just started doing that again, actually.
13 or 14 or 15 years old, he was making like $1,000 a week on some of the big weeks. He would buy all these big stereos, and he just went into the stereo business. And he was dating a lot of girls, and he was fishing some tournaments.
I don't know where this is going.
Well, his first big breakthrough was he and another little boy, brothers or something. You went to the mouth of Uncle Joe's Cut that one time.
It was our first tournament I ever fished.
And you won it. You won the tournament.
I was 14. My buddy was 14, and the guy was a small little tournament, and he couldn't give us the check because we were too young. He had to give it to my mom.
By the way, his mother, my first wife, is a great fisherman. She's a Bass Gal champion, and so actually she took Scott fishing some too. So she deserves the credit for his prowess.
Yeah, I got to show you this.
Oh, we got to show him that picture.
So this is how this all started. So he comes up and opens up his laptop computer. And this is the picture that he has.
Precious.
Hopefully it's not glaring with the lights.
No, that's good.
Tears came to my eyes. I still can't remember exactly where we were, but we were engrossed in fishing in some
That is neat. That is a neat
And
picture.
we were looking off at some, I don't know.
Probably an alligator.
But then most recently, how father and son, careers kind of go different ways. But about 4 years ago, a really neat thing happened. Scott came up to me and said, "Dad, you still have a little bit of good health left. Let's get together."
A lot of good health left.
Yes.
And he's doing great on the FLW tour. I had done great on the BASS tour, but I hadn't done much with the FLW. He said, "Why don't you come back and fish with me, and we'll team up together and fish some of these FLW tournaments together." We did for several years, and all the way up to this year. I'm kind of slacking off again a little bit right now, but anyway, we had a couple good years together. That was a lot of fun.
He was there for that Potomac win, which was neat.
And he won that, and I kind of helped a little bit. I had one big bunch of bass, and so I saw his actually win some tournaments. What got me into the thing was 5 years ago or 4 years ago. He was texting me about how he was doing so good at Washington.
And the Forestwood Cup.
Forestwood Cup, that's the biggest tournament of the year, $600,000 tournament. And I was with Johnny Morris and Ray Scott and stuff up in Nashville doing some other promotion. And I told Johnny, I said, "It's the last day of the tournament. Scott's winning the tournament." He said, "Washington, I don't have any way to get there. I'm stuck at this promotion." And Johnny said, "Hey, don't worry. I'll fly you there." So he had his own jet. And so we flew in, and Scott didn't know I was even coming. He was sitting there winning the thing. He had this big trophy. He won $600,000. And boy, tears were coming to my eyes. And I walked in there, and he was just blown away. I was blown away. The whole thing was... That was your biggest moment. Winning that $600,000 deal.
That's awesome.
And in all my fishing, of course, my best payday was nowhere near that. So the new payoffs, he's actually surpassed me in money winnings now because the payoffs are so great. He's won several $1 million, whereas I'm still, $1.5 million or something. You're like $3 million.
19 tournament victories, 9 Angler of the Years, 22nd place finishes. I mean, come on.
But you're doing really good, and he's like,
You got a lot more hardware.
second or third in FLW. You really doing good at it. He's destined to set records too. So it kind of runs in the family, but you know, Scott is not just somebody that I said, okay, everybody, here, you endorse Scott. No, Scott went on his own. I mean, he was his own boss. He walked into these shows like this, and he did his own deal with his own sponsors, his own people. In fact, all your advertisers, look at them.
They're all different.
They're all different than I have. You know, they're different people, different companies.
Yeah.
So we have some mutual things together. We have a couple deals together. But basically, Scott has formed his own niche in his own career, in his own television. And it's a great television show. The Scott Martin Challenge. That's really
You
good.
kicked my butt the last time I had him on there. You got a 10-pounder right in front of me.
Well, it was like about every year we'd do a challenge, and one year I'd win, he'd win, and we kind of set it up different. Like, you know, we'd try to have I'd win, but this last time it wasn't that we'd try to
set up different. No, you always tried to win. What do you mean?
This last time it was cut and dry. It was like Scott had won, and he had caught this 9-pound, 6-ounce bass, and I said, well, that's the end of the deal. But there was a little bit of light left, and there was this big giant bass on his farm head.
I didn't think it was 9.6, or I would have let him catch it.
And I went over there and caught it.
All right.
Awesome. Well, hey guys, I really appreciate your time.
Yeah.
And thank you. We'll,
Okay,
hope
thanks
to
for
see you
sharing the
soon.
photo.
Anytime.